The story of the Bell Witch was most recently featured in the debut of A&E's new American documentary drama and paranormal investigative series, Cursed, The Bell Witch, which premiered in 2015. But the tale starts off with a farmer by the name of John Bell, who was an early prominent settler from North Carolina. According to legend, his family was harassed during the early 19th century by the famous Bell Witch. She kept the household in turmoil, assaulted Bell, and even drove off Betsy Bell's suitor. Even President Andrew Jackson, who came to investigate, retreated to Nashville after his coach wheels stopped mysteriously. Many visitors to the house saw the furniture crash about them and heard her shriek, sing, and curse. Or was the Bell Witch just someone who had been victimized? Their neighbor Kate Batts believed John treated her unfairly on a land deal. She also wanted to stop John's youngest daughter Elizabeth, nicknamed Betsy, from marrying a boy named Joshua Gardner. John Bell Sr. and his family farmed along the Red River. He was inspecting his cornfield when he spied what he would later describe as a dog with a rabbit's head in 1817. He shot at the animal several times until it eventually vanished. That evening, there was beating against the walls of the family's log house, yet nothing was outside. Over the next few weeks, the Bell children would wake up hearing the sounds of rats gnawing at their bedposts. They experienced bed covers being pulled down and their pillows being thrown to the floor by an unseen force. Betsy was reportedly slapped multiple times. People who spent the night confirmed the torments. They described hearing the disembodied voice of a woman singing hymns and quoting scriptures. After Betsy woke up with handprints and welts on her face, John called in his friend, James Johnston, who spent a night in the house and confirmed hearing unusual sounds. By 1819, future President Andrew Jackson, an Army major who fought in the Battle of New Orleans, expressed his interest in visiting. Southern magician and herbalist Venita Karma explained to Den of Geek, "I heard that Andrew Jackson wanted to investigate because this man was also a farmer. He took a group of men, and as they neared the cabin, the wheels of their carriage mysteriously stopped. As they got out to investigate, one man was hit with a large stone. There was nothing to prevent the carriage from rolling, but the men began to fear for their lives, so they decided to turn back. Fearing that the carriage was now also haunted, they left it and doubled up on the horses that they brought with them." Reports say Jackson and his men stayed at the house and one was physically attacked by an unseen force. Jackson reportedly fled, saying, "I'd rather fight the entire British army than to deal with the Bell Witch." The legend says his family in the local area came under attack by an invisible entity from 1817 to 1821. The entity could speak, shift its shape, and affect the physical environment. John Bell died on December 20th, 1820, after falling into a coma. The family found a vial of poison in the room. Local stories claim the Bell Witch proudly claimed responsibility for forcing him to drink. Practicing magical users agree that energies can be used to influence the thoughts and actions of others, especially if there is fertile ground for implantation. Guilt is a powerful emotion when externalized, says Marie Vargas, paranormal investigator and Hollywood witch. This is openly the result of emotions, among other things. Guilt is powerful enough by itself to cause manifestation. Betsy ultimately broke off her engagement to Joshua 3 months later. The death of the farmer and the broken engagement weren't enough to quell the witch's appetite for the Bell family. John Bell Jr. reportedly said the Bell Witch visited him in 1828, giving him a prediction of the Civil War. There have been some reports that strange activity spread to the Bell Witch Cave behind the farm, where the witch was rumoured to live, and some believe still does.